Hi there, welcome to Carcassonne. It's the round of 24. A few matches were already played, and tonight we have martypartyouje, which is Czech for oh yeah, and Nallerheim from Finland. So Marty, with a convincing um, big stage, I'd say. Even in the one versus Alexei, he actually could have won. So 3-2-0s here. No doubt he'd make the playoffs, even with a loss in his fifth game. Nallerheim, on the other hand, with two early convincing wins to start it off, and then he lost two close matches versus Tompa and Lazy, and actually he should have lost the one versus Matei as well, but he squeaked by in the second game there and then convincingly won the third one. So who's the favorite? Definitely Nallerheim. Top rating 860 something, at least I think so. Definitely loads of experience. One of, let's say, 3 or 4 players I'd favored before the start of this season to win the whole thing. We'll see whether he will be able to oust the Czech player today. Marty with top rating of 740, 750-ish maybe. Actually, his a stronger Carcassonne game might even be what's it called in English? Hunters and gatherers, right? So my favorite again, as I said, would be Nallerheim. Let's check. Looks like they will play just a regular game and not a tournament, which is a surprise to me. But I don't mind this at all. Because this then means quite likely we will have more time. They will take their time quite likely for each and every move when they have 2 minute 50 on the clock and an increment of, I don't know, 30, 35 seconds. Yeah, Nallerheim was the starting player, lost that advantage just now. Oh, one thing to note, this year, the game flow was a suggestion by Michael's, Marty Party's teammate. I think you will understand this once it's filled. Let's say when we have reached move 50, 60, something like that. Maybe I'll explain it a bit more, but basically it just graphs on the scoring evolution of scores here. So the accomplished ones on the left and the theoretical ones on the right side. That is the dashed, well, that are the dashed lines here. I'm not sure whether I will keep this visible the whole time, but just try. So normal moves so far. Marty with the monastery up top. Thought whether to attack the road and why not if you supply the road, and the worst that could happen would be 2 dead meeples and a mini battle win for blue to the tune of 2 points, and that's not a big risk. So just going for this seems fine. With this quad crossroads over here, there's no nice place for Otto's Dorito, so he chose the one up top. On this orientation, city side on the right, so Marty can't attack over here. And if Lycia were killed somehow, at least blue would have a chance to build up a larger ruin up top. Just a moment, please. I'll be back. Sorry, folks. So what did I miss? Nothing much, right? So Marty started a new city there, and Otto claimed the road going for the loop here. Yeah, as predicted, both are taking their time. So Marty even deliberates whether he should attack Otto City, close his, maybe even start another one, or continue with the city on the right side. But actually, with some of these city plus road tires already gone, it's not the worst to only have this option for a blue attack. So I definitely wouldn't have gone there. Maybe just this one, trying to pressure blue city here a bit. Now we have a veritable city fight going on there. Currently to yellow's advantage with their second meeple already present. Blue doesn't get anything to attack, so they continue their city building up top. Yeah, yellow's problem is they'd rather not complete the road now, not giving blue another chance to attack the hopefully a yellow city here. Quite likely they are just dropping the curve here to secure the monastery. Not let Otto easily complete his city. Okay, he tries to do something about that one. Which is fine as well. Sure. You'd rather not give your opponent an easy way out for their 8-pointer. Quick points for blue. Also harassing 2 squares, trying to attack the city. Now yellow closes the road, taking away many options for blue to attack the city. Yeah, and at this point, yellow might even go for the immediate completion with any Dorito. Because the usual build-up of either a triple city here or a Dorito there doesn't really work that great when there are multiple options to attack the city anyway. Going for stuff like that, I definitely wouldn't advise having this square next to your monastery, which you need to fill, is rather seldomly a recipe for success. Yeah, and the problem for blue now is he can't really counter. Could. Maybe he even should. Maybe he will. I don't know. Restrict the city and then hope to get a curve here to kill it. And I mean, a few straights are gone. Only one crossroads is gone, so it's not that unlikely for yellow to draw a straightish tile or the Dorito to complete this. And this here would be even worse because then the outs for yellow would include many simple city caps. So we'll see whether blue will go for this one or not. They do, and it might work. Yellow can't defend. It does not work yet. Blue gets one of yellow's out at least. And yellow gets to defend against everything but road monasteries. If they want to do this, that is. It would also take away chances to reattack. So to me, this seems like the way to go. The problem is it would also set up 2 more blocking tiles. But it goes for it nonetheless. Now we have 3 Rotaritos to close and 4 pieces for blue to block the city. And of course, there are still 5 straights to go over here. So overall, 8 positive tiles for yellow, 4 for blue. As blue was the next player, roughly 63-64% chance for yellow to close that city. Oh, no, that's wrong. To close or defend. Yeah, yellow doesn't mind their monastery spot up top, even a restriction to the road monastery. They'd definitely take. Blue could try to play against yellow's road at the bottom. Maybe later or even now take the insurance road, but I think now would be too early. So slight restriction there. Yeah. Now that the city is almost completed, this attack here is fine. I mean, there are still 5 tiles to go there anyway. And yellow would rather not see blue draw another Dorito to complete it, or one of these splitters, for that matter. But with the quad already gone, prime tile to go for the kill here would be a cow. That's a nice one. So even if a road monastery hits, it would be dead on arrival. But at least it would be still a 9-point move, transferring basically this monk to the second monastery. Now yellow's road is dead, as all starting tiles are gone, as mentioned just a few seconds ago. One road monastery for blue. Likely just closing the road. Definitely not taking a field there. Doesn't make sense yet. Yellow ties the city up top. Helps the monastery. And it looks quite fine for them. They just need to close this city. If they don't manage that, if that here gets killed, in the long run, I'd favor blue just to their due to their meeple majority. Yeah, he could go there, but he might even consider dropping the second farmer immediately. This field up top might be game deciding. So with all these meeples in hand, it wouldn't hurt to have a second one there. On the other hand, with only 2 more curves to go and the road monastery being needed here, he opts to harass yellow's city there and drop the farmer in another place, which works better in terms of the monastery. And also takes away any option from yellow to drop a farmer upon completion. And basically this incentivizes yellow from taking this field here. Although they could consider this, it's not that hard, at least as of now, to separate the fields here. Again, with the curve here, there's only one left, and then the 2 road monasteries. The problem for yellow, though, is if they now drop the farmer and blue gets another straight, they go here likely, as this one would be susceptible to a block. They might just lose the field and waste a meeple here. We'll see. Another option could be this one, actually. At least that is an immediate restriction and one that could be built up to a kill. Yeah. Definitely no easy choices now. Marty's time is running out. And in the end, he just opts for a, I don't know, measly monastery restriction. I think if you go there, then at least threaten the 50-50 restriction there. Yeah, again, I mean, it's a no-brainer anyway. I don't think there's anything else to consider than just transferring the monk for 9 points, and he just wastes time on that move. Time which he might need later. So I definitely can't condone wasting the increment and even more on a move like that. Another straight for blue. So they are, or rather the deck is keeping us on our toes. No decision yet whether this city will get closed or killed. So blue tries to consolidate there are two fields here, the left one and the right one. And in the meantime has taken a sizable lead of roughly 17 points. That's exactly what's visible over there in the game flow. That is a nice option by yellow, taking another field. The one problem, though, is that it might be unified with blue's fields. So, for example, with a curve over here, and well, there's not much left in terms of other curves. So actually the risk is not that great, because the road monastery for blue would land here and not here to go for unification, and it might not even be in blue's interest. But what is in blue's interest now is just killing the 6-point option here. He might go for that. The problem, though, could be chances for yellow to then unite the fields on the left side. Or for example, like this here would work, and take this over while keeping the right field separated. So it's not easy to pull the trigger on this curve. Less volatile might be this one, restricting the cap there to the same that yellow already needs up top for their city. Effectively keeping this meeple here in stasis for longer, because with a cap, yellow would rather score 7 than 0 and get a meeple back, considering they have 2 meeples in hand and might not need it, and would at -14 prefer the immediate points gain. Yeah, in the end, he goes for the restriction of the 6-pointer. There are just too many caps still out there to close this. So the worst that could have happened from blue's point of view, of course, was this vanilla, and then later on another cap for yellow to score 10 points for cities and 6 points for the field. Yeah, so 1 point. With 3 meeples in hand, maybe he would have even considered a farmer. But with 2, just taking the points is the way to go. 7-point move for yellow, taking away the double scoring city. +4 for the road. And there is the road monastery, and as blue only has the 2 meeples in hand, he just takes 2 points. With still 9 moves to go and a lot of quick point tiles out there. but also options to score some more by other means, maybe building up a ruin up top next to his monasteries. Just keeping the meeple in hand seems to be a good choice. The 6 points he effectively lost there. He should be able to gain with this meeple anyway on this board. I mean, there's a 6-point road there to claim with any curvy, for example. So yellow is down 10. City, of course, is dead. That stuff isn't critical anymore. So is there still any chance for them to win? Well, it depends. They could build up their field, for example. They could close their city up top, maybe later on their last turn, take a 6-point field or penultimate turn. Depends a bit on the permutations. But overall, this looks like blue should win this one. Nallerheim's definitely experienced enough, knows how to play a situation like that. Just take away all options from your opponent to score big. And just go for simple, quick, easy points, small margins. Not allow any swings by yellow here. And with all the rather juicy stuff being blocked, there's not much to go for. Yeah, yellow even dumps stuff like this Dorito there, which I don't like, actually. I mean, at least try to build up a 6-point city for yourself. 2 simple points, also restricting this one to 1 tile and adding, no, not one crossroads, but it doesn't matter. There are still Doritos there, but also adding this cap to his field. So with the last remaining left-handed dagger of the remaining rows, another 7 points to blue, which then should seal the deal, actually. More quick points, only option to score them, so taking away a bit of upside from the city cap is a sacrifice worth making. Here we go, yellow extends their field. But they need more than that. So yeah, this one here, extender, another cap, dropping another farmer. That would be a 13-point move, but even then, they'd behind by still 2 points, and they are at a meeple disadvantage now. Yeah, defense while setting up a 4-point road, maybe. Else they could just leave it and score 2 points here or there. But the extender goes to blue, and that should seal the deal. Does not even claim this city cap, which I don't know. It works. And likely he didn't want to give yellow any chance at all to get the meeple back and then attack the farm here. But was this even still possible? No. Yellow hadn't enough moves left to do that. So whatever. I mean, 2 points instead of 4. but keeping the meeple in hand for a 6-point road, for example. So in the end, it works out anyway. Yeah, yellow closes their city, or should close their city on the left, and drop a farmer there. That's a 9-pointer up top. They'd score 3 points at most. And just would set up this 6-point field, but does this really help? If you set up a 6-point field and score 3, when you could have 9 immediate points, I don't think so. Plus 11 doesn't really matter anymore, but I wouldn't put it past Otto. Take either the road, just to take away the 6-pointer from yellow. Else he could, of course, just kill yellow city up top, not allowing them the Dorito there, although I don't know whether they even would try to close the city. Does not matter that much anymore, sadly. Also, there's this one, setting up an 8-pointer for your next move, getting one of the Doritos. Okay, even claiming the road now, why not? Well, this would work, forcing blue to drop a farmer with the monastery. With everything else, he could kill the city. No, actually not. He can't kill the city with the Dorito. And even the straight would not have been a kill. So yeah, it's the way to go for yellow there. So 5 points for blue, while keeping the meeple in hand to use later on the monastery. And there is a prime spot available. So then Marty should find a spot that's worth more than 3 points, else he'd rather keep this in hand to use as farmer later or on the monastery, even though the spot for him just scores 6. Winning chance is at 0 right now, so it doesn't actually matter. He's just too far behind by now. And the vanilla goes to blue, and he will claim a few points. Let's see, this here is a tad more precise. Yeah, in the early going was totally fine, and then the graph separated. Decisive factor in this one, of course, was the city. If that closes, if yellow gets the meeples back, scores these points, yeah, that more or less is the difference on the scoreboard. Tough for them. They had a lot of outs, and it took quite some time for blue to get the killing blow. But I don't think there's anything that yellow could have done differently about this situation. I think the dagger here was totally fine, as of course was the indirect defense. So let's check the clocks, and well, not even that much. Marty just shy of 17 minutes and Otto had more than 14. So no break, at least not a huge one. And this time it's Marty having the starting player advantage. And with this cow in play, it's rather unlikely we'd see another discard in the next moves here. So he might be able to hold on to this advantage and use it in the end. Blue not going for the city, but for this restriction, hoping to, I don't know even what's better. Stuff like this here, restricting this to a starting tile, hoping to kill it later on. Yeah, seems to be the best option. Else, yellow would have this defense. Bundling these 3 meeples into one package. Sure, with the more profitable city side to blue, as they would have options to extend this. But that situation just went out of the window as yellow just took their 8-pointer home. And we'll see how greedy blue is, and not that greedy. There are folks who would have just scored the 4 points. But he plays it a tad safer at the cost of giving these 4 points to yellow, which allows them to pressure either the city or the roads here. Yeah, nice monastery, likely going over here, restricting blue city, although that didn't work. Blue will drop a farmer. This time, when your clock is almost at the max, it's definitely totally fine to take a few seconds and think about a no-brainer, because stuff up top is not as easy as it looks like. That could go south pretty quickly. This one here, for example, would be totally annoying for blue. Keeping 2 meeples in their place for now Okay, it doesn't look like a no-brainer. He even prefers to secure the roads first. Another option would have been this one, maybe like that, as it's already under a second of these daggers. Another one, another road here would allow to restrict both yellow's meeples there. So this is basically the preparation of that move, and yellow will have to defend now. They'll have their choice, and this here gives them more outs to at least secure the monastery. This one would allow an immediate completion, but they'd have to use a meeple there, else they'd give blue this cap and the attack with tempo. But even the meeple there isn't that great. In some cases, blue goes for restriction, you can't defend, and they might even be able to kill 3 of your meeples. So here I definitely prefer this one. With all these meeples here on roads, I don't think it's necessary to claim this to prevent the loop from blue. They need curves elsewhere anyway. Yep. I don't like this, as explained earlier. We'll see how this will turn out for yellow. Basically, they will be playing with 4 meeples, excuse me, until this situation is resolved for them. So either they get a starting tile or a rose rather quickly, or blue will, at least for the time being, have a meeple majority to play with once this road is completed, at least. I'm considering you'd rather use Doritos here. Maybe yellow will just create another city, which wouldn't be the worst idea. Having a decent spot to drop extenders or twin caps is always nice to have, and they can't use the city on the right side. On the other hand, going for immediate completion over here, so that in a case of blue's dagger here, at least they would implicate their road. And even this attack with only 2 meeples in hand for now isn't great for blue. Okay, they have the dagger in hand, and yellow goes for another route. Takes the field now. Yeah, I mean, this at least takes away the second farmer from blue, and in the long run is definitely a savvy move. So blue finally gets the road consolidated. And now has all the tools they need. They just hope to get something to kill this square, and well, then it should be rather smooth sailing until the end. Although this blue meeple here might get killed any road from the bottom after blue got the last right-handed dagger, left-handed dagger, sorry. This one. This is a right-handed one. And now you know why sometimes even strong masters do miscount the things. I'm not talking about me, I'm talking about Nallerheim, who actually miscounted against Mate. And that is what happens if you go for a completion with city caps. More often than not, your opponent just equalizes the city and takes away the chance to score 10 or 12 easy points there. 12 or 14, actually. So not great for Marty, but at least he was able to kill Nallerheim city. And of course, this monastery meeple is dead as well. But if his tile to complete the city doesn't hit, he at least now has a clear shot at containing Blue's farmer here at 3 points. He only needs one curve over here, and then the field is totally sealed off except for this route through a yellow city. And that definitely gives yellow a chance here, because right now there are 2 meeples by both parties in the vicinity, and blue scores 5, but yellow is already at 7 points. So it's not unthinkable that they might even punt on this move if they manage to close the field beforehand. Because their field is open. There are options to even add this square here, these squares here to the field, and then they have many ways to drop more caps into their field. Blue supports their city with a monastery, which should work. There are even still 2 daggers out there, so the most annoying restriction would still allow for a city completion. It's not really easy to attack, given that the setup square for the attack is restricted, at least. Not sure. I think yellow could have gone for a tad more aggressiveness with the cow. As of now, it looks to me like they could be having meeple advantage due to this situation up top. So the penultimate dagger gets drawn, which gives yellow a prime chance to drop a cap, quite likely onto their field, and also threaten this square. Any curve, and it's a 50-50 restriction. They even take the cap, blue gets away with it, for now at least. Yellow might consider this one to later threaten 2 squares with 1 move. Yeah, this curve adds 1 point to your monastery, but really not sure. I mean, if they get the starting tile, it's genius move, of course. But if not, well, then you claim 3 points and set up a 5-point road for anyone to take. While you also had the option to go here to restrict this farmer. And if you build up the fields just enough, then blue might even help you here, just to get the farmer onto there as well. Blue goes for a road up top, rather aggressive, and even more so now. Yellow doesn't get anything to go after these meeples. Set up a loop. Yeah, lovely road end for blue, but they definitely can't justify using this one. Again, there's only 1 dagger left. What else is there? Well, I don't think they'll do anything about this situation for now. They could, though. At least restricting this to something would be worth a move. Else, going against this one, threatening a kill here. Maybe. Also, at least taking away expansion potential from yellow's farmer. He goes for the direct approach, takes away multiple caps. Yellow tries to restrict monastery and road. Doesn't work. Beautiful tile for blue. Gets the road closed. And only needs another city plus field tile to get this one closed as well. And even cashes in on yellow's loop road setup. And I think it's time now for yellow to just add this extender there. As lovely as this city is, as lovely as it would be to score the road points as well, maybe even these. But maybe they need it. Maybe they can't justify this. They are down. They are bound to lose even more points. Or rather to see their deficit grow. But they opt to roll the dice, and yeah, I get it. I totally get it. I mean, this is a 1 mini battle as of now, so if it gets killed, it's not the end of the world for them. Yeah, blue can't do anything here, so they try to do something in another spot. Again, prime tile to score a nice road, but won't work for blue. So restricting this to a 50-50? I don't think so. I think he rather hopes to kill this and scores a few points. Doesn't go for the 50-50 restriction here, which isn't as odd as it seems, as many tiles yellow could use here, they need over on the right side, and the bigger tiles would implicate this one, as there would be this restriction available with another Dorito or Triple City. But yellow gets the one tile, one cap they can't use over here with the road to the right, and pads their fields at least slightly. Meanwhile, blue was able to close the road and get a monk back. So a healthy 7 points influx plus 2 meeples back, which definitely sets them up to run away. So if it weren't for this situation, this restriction would be quite likely. Considering there are still many roads out there and yellow's field is at 9 points, an attack is one possible way to go now. He tries to play against Yellow City, which is definitely a good idea as well. Monastery is dead. The city will get attacked. The only question is, how exactly do you go about it? Given there are still splitters out there. Oops, sorry. And now I've killed the game flow. Great. Given there are still splitters out there, this one here seems to be the better one. If yellow gets the splitter, at least you get an option to take it away. On the other hand, going from the bottom gives more options to attack from the top. And has a blue quite likely doesn't want to create volatility here. They go for this one. So will we see a counter move by yellow like this? There are still 4 tiles to go here. 3 triple city tiles and a quad. And if they manage to close that city, that would be huge for them. And if they'd force blue to attack it and fail, that would score them quite a lot of points and bind at least one of blue's precious meeples as well. So they could go for this. This year, hoping to draw the splitter when there are still 2 Doritos and a cow left is not the move. So with 2 in hand, at some point, you might have to risk stuff like that. In the end, they still have 70 seconds on their clock and will on the other hand, there's one option. If blue connects, you could re-attack, but blue knows that, and they might not even connect although they might need to when the splitter still is available. And not easy. Not easy. But taking this one with all these triple city tiles, I don't like that one bit. This here, and say goodbye to your meeple. For all intents and purposes. The only tile to really help there would be the rose, and the rose could be used there. Although at this point in time, that would be only a 1-point move for yellow, scoring 3 for the city, 3 for the road, 1 for the monastery, but equalizing the fields. So 9 versus 3 points, that's 6 for blue. But blue goes for the kill. Just in time. Takes away all chances from yellow to get this meeple back. Yellow scores 3 and sets up one huge ass coin flip for the game. One that they quite likely won't take unless there are only a few tiles left, because they only have the one meeple in hand, and right now, well, they need the splitter to hit. They need it over here to get the second meeple back. So here we go. Triple city, triple quad city. Yellow took away the option here to attack the field. And it's not a no-brainer because there are still options to attack this. So blue could just gift it to yellow city there or try to kill this one. Just relying on their meeple majority for the rest of the game. When they have a slight lead, might be all they need. On the other hand, these 3 points here are immediate 3 points. And any attack up top would be susceptible to a block. So at least this situation has cleared up for blue for now, but there's still a splitter out there. And at -6, yeah, yellow would jump on that chance immediately. They should also jump on this one here if they happen to get the rose. It's not easy to kill from the right side. There's this one restricting to the last cow, and then, oh, it's not a cow, damn it. it's a horse, then this would be a kill, and the twin caps would be a kill as well. I don't like this at all. For one, it gives blue the chance to harass your city, and then you take away any chance of taking over that one. And at -6 and the meeple down, I think you have to keep volatility like that. So basically, by taking away the option to take over the city and close it easily, so splitter and the retro, yellow just increased blue's winning chances. There is still an option to close that city, but it's really unlikely to happen. Same goes for this former diamond-shaped city by yellow. So blue kills this one, takes away the chance to attack it or close it, which would also give yellow another meeple back and 3 points to their field, of course. And now the only thing that blue still has to take care of is this city. And it looks like that they should be able, although there are still a few permutations that yellow could hit, to close that one without blue having a chance to kill it. So for example, getting this one, and I don't know, blue gets the twin caps, but then there are the splitters, of course. Yeah, rather clinical approach by blue. In the end, scoring 2 points, setting up this cap. Even if yellow takes this for 4, blue could claim the 6-point field then. Okay, he even takes the 4-point road here. That might be enough, though. Let's see. The remaining horse comes with a shield. So if yellow would manage to close that city, they'd score 9 points plus everything they'd get with their last meeple. Yeah, so that's not a win actually here. So let's just take this into account. That would be 15 points for yellow, 4 for blue, so that's an 11-point swing. And both would still have a meeple for their last turn. And if blue had taken the 2 points, yellow would have scored 4, but then at least the splitter would have been gone, and well, a 6-point field for blue likely, as yellow taking 6 points here wouldn't work for them because after Splitter is gone, there's no way they'd get this city closed. So yeah, not totally convinced that this was the better move. Although it scores more immediate points, of course. Yeah, and the trouble is for Marty, there's nothing left. He can't even set up this one here to hope for the Dorito and on the horse, because this would get restricted from the right side with anything or here immediately. So he dumps the cap on his field. Yeah, but don't you have to add the meeple anyway? Just no, you don't, because it's a 50-50 flip anyway. So either you get it next turn or blue wins. Yeah, as I said, a rather surgical play by blue. And a shame that yellow took away one of the remaining chances they could have had. So it could have been closer in the end. Sadly, it wasn't. So let's actually take a look at that situation where Marty opted to restrict the city attacking options. So was this 99? No, later, right? Let's try this one. Yeah, so again, damn it. Alt mouse wheel is my browser history. Should remember that actually. Yeah, sure, it's likely for blue to do the same move with more or less everything they'd get on their next turn. I mean, I wouldn't put it past Otto to even drop the rose here just to take away the chances from yellow to attack the city. But killing this one, I don't like this at all. Still not. You have two chances to go for one of these cities. There's nothing much. Well, hoping to get the splitter here and two cities to your field maybe, but with two Doritos left, I'd rather go over here. And then there was this situation, and I think both situations were mishandled by Marty. And basically took away any chance he had in the end to win this one. Hey Otto, congratulations. Yeah, so definitely not ideally played by yellow. I neither like this nor the straight move which followed, which, yeah, is a shame. It could have been closer. I mean, they didn't get the pieces they needed to go for the city. For the triple city attack, that wouldn't have worked with this permutation, but again, I don't deal in this exact permutation. I deal in winning percentages and chances, outs, and there were 4 outs to connect there. Yeah. I don't get this move, and I still don't get the straight. And well, Otto, do you have anything which you'd like to take a second look at, or a third or fourth? I don't know. You took quite some time to think about your moves, which definitely is totally fine. At least I had enough time for once to talk about intricacies. Else I'd call it a day and leave you all to it. I mean, not much going on in the chat anyway. So then chime in if you want. Let's take a look. So Otto moves on to face a Crocodile Fundy. And he will be the favorite there as well. If he would survive that one, he would be the favorite in the quarterfinals as well. And then it would get interesting in the semis because there are quite a few strong players out there. I don't expect Lazy Boar or Asetos to beat Pakshi. So next matches tomorrow. Nope, sorry. Today, Lazy Boar Asetos streamed by Nallerheim. And then tomorrow, maybe an extended work break might be in order around 12 UTC. And then later on Sunday, there will be Michael's Alexei. The other matches, that is Erwin G versus Adria and Bluster versus Phosphate, haven't been scheduled yet. His 1-point city, this one next to the monastery. Yeah. I mean, the one thing I definitely would and did, in fact, criticize was his choice of defense. This one here, I mean, let's increase this. So we have 6 tiles to go there and only have the one meeple affected. This one here, well, basically is in a fight with Blue's city meeple anyway, so it doesn't really enter the equation. So that choice, this one here by yellow, definitely wouldn't have been mine. Just go for this. It's so often just works, and also it leaves this blue meeple on a field below this city line here, and you might even take this field just to take away options from blue to drop a farmer upon road completions. And he didn't go for it. So let's jump forward, I don't know to when. Um, yeah, the frozen meeples, yeah, or meeple stasis, as I'd like to call this. I'm more medically inclined. Um, so let's check. Let's just go to 60. Hey, Volker, by the way. Okay, later. Yeah, but I actually didn't notice any option for yellow to save this meeple except for way later. Or do you mean stuff like that, restricting this to a 50-50, which I wouldn't call a save, actually. I mean, in this situation, I'd rather wait for this one, given I don't mind having this blue farmer here being stuck for 3 points, as long as I have a 9 or 12 point field up top. That's fine to me. Okay. Then let's move forward. I didn't know when, but let's see. We have move 91, so there are row tiles. 99, for example. Yeah, I mean, this one definitely not. This one. What did he do with the straight, actually? What did I do when he had the straight in hand? I don't know. Um, yeah, sure. He killed your monastery, and actually then I don't really mind. Still not. I mean, what good does it do yellow to get the meeple back and allow blue's farmer into yellow's field? Not a lot. So keeping this situation as is, but killing blue's monastery might be totally fine. I mean, at least blue would have to do stuff over here. Maybe waste a precious tile to kill this. And that definitely would confine this farmer here on a separate field. So I wouldn't be too critical about not restricting this one to the rows. And then, of course, there's the upside. No, there's not anymore the upside of drawing the starting tile because that is gone by now. Let's see what Otto says. Yeah, 1 point and a meeple back. I know. I commented on this during the game. Let's say he is a meeple down. The city is unlikely to get close without blue's interference. There might be a situation happening where you could re-attack the city in middle if the quad city drops. And you might get another crack at blue's monastery. So yeah, I'm not convinced this is a must, and it's definitely not a no-brainer. Quite likely it would help yellow more than killing the monastery. Yeah, and then the fatal, 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 fatal. I think that was 7 fatals. Decision by yellow to, I don't know why, go for this one. I mean, only 2 Doritos left. You have a field to drop all these city caps, so you won't use city caps to close that city anyway. So is it really that likely that this one here gets closed? I mean, 2 Doritos left and the splitter. The splitter you have a prime option for, at least in this configuration. And then there are just killing blows by blue available. Sorry, like this one. So yeah, I can only repeat myself. Any day of the week, this one. You are down. It's a fight. This one here at least gives you a chance and a clear path to still win this one, no matter how this situation turns out, or this one for that matter. Yeah. So if I said Otto was playing rather surgical in both games and the match from start to finish, no pun intended. I mean, there was one move I didn't like by blue, I think. This here is definitely not surgical precision by yellow. And what can I say? This underlines why I favored the Finn here, and that is why he won in the end. So, nothing else? No one else chiming in? Well, then I'll pack it in for today. Again, in roughly 60 minutes, Otto will start streaming the match between Acetos and a Lazy Boar, so tune in. And I'll see you maybe tomorrow or on the weekend, depending on when the other matches are scheduled. Yeah, you're welcome. See you.